Marjorie Taylor Greene. Will she be able to unite the left and the right? I'm going to let Kimberly get in first on this one. This is her discussing what she feels about immigration, because she said something very shocking this week that got a lot of people's feathers ruffled.
Conservative, and as a business owner in the construction industry, and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that. Right. So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance. Well, I mean, there's people are saying it. I go to dinner parties.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, by the way,
I heard you on Joe Rogan.
Kimberly, is she the next president? What do you think about what she said?
That's actually not the first time she's said that. I think she's been pretty consistent on the immigration stance. There's a lot of overlap between the populist right and the populist left. For the same reason, I used to argue for Matt Gaetz as AG as opposed to Pam Bondi, even though he's not a good person. The populist right is consistent on a few set of principles, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has always been a little bit more, as she describes, realist when it comes to the immigration issue, because right now the right is losing that immigration argument, even though the majority of Americans, I believe, are in favor of some form of enforcement of immigration and deportations. The way that they're doing it is really turning people off. Even though there are like very few fringe examples of how ICE has taken some instances very, very far, I think that in order for the right to win some type of argument for immigration would be more in the direction of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And by the way, I love Tim Dillon. I watched this interview. It was a really good interview. I suggest you guys all should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, what I realize is a lot of people in this country don't understand the Constitution. That's the nicest way I can put it. But anyways, nevertheless, let me play this clip. This is for Enzo. This is regarding Republicans. This is what she's had to say about them.
Washington all week, and I've been at my office. I've been in the Capitol. There's two things I couldn't find this week. I couldn't find anywhere the Epstein files, and I also couldn't find the Republican plan to fix the absolutely destroyed health insurance industry that got wiped out in 2015 with Obamacare. Yeah. Like, those are the two things I can't find. And when Republicans, and I'm criticizing also Congress big time. I'm really grateful to a lot of the things the president is doing, but I'm really upset with the direction Congress is going. But when we are not doing anything to address the cost of living, we aren't doing anything about Blackstone buying up houses where most young people can't find a house and they're having to compete in bidding wars.
Right.
And we're not doing anything about health insurance premiums. Then for the love of God, what are we doing?
Right.
Hi, Enzo. Welcome. Thank you for coming. She had a last spoke for Republicans, but is any ownership on her? Because she's part of Congress. She's part of our legislators. What do you think?
Yeah, that has to do with her too. I want to know who she pissed off to, who she's not getting money from, because she's talking out against a lot of people now. Who are you trying to impress? Like, what's really going on behind the scenes? Because we know there's an infighting between the Republican Party of who's going to take the torch in 28. Maybe this is just her way of trying to appeal to liberals. I mean, no one's really going to side with MTG to begin with. She's a nutcase. Everybody knows this. Let's break it down and show really who she is. This is, in my eyes, just all smoke and mirrors. I mean, she's saying all this, but you've been in Congress for how long? How many bills have you authored to address Blackstone and to address the ACA? What have you done? Why are you blaming everybody else? You're in Congress as well, so I think it's just pointless for her to talk like the way she is.
Damn, well, this is her swinging. I'm going to get Mia to comment on this next video. This is her calling out saying prices aren't going down. Shots fired at Trump.
Costs have not come down. I myself can tell you my apartment here in Washington, D.C., the electricity bill is $100 more than it was last year, because you can look at your own bill and look at costs. Prices have not come down. That is a reality. People's wages have not gone up. That's another reality. And so Americans are continuing to have a very difficult time.
Mia, you always talk about how poor you are and how much everything costs. What do you think about this? I mean, this is a reflection, I'm sorry to say it, of Trump. Trump said things would go down. I will say gas has gone down, but honey, nothing else has gone down. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, she may wear that tinfoil hat, but she ain't told a lie yet because I mean, and every place is more expensive. There's not a single state in the United States where anything is cheaper. Nothing is cheaper. I mean, gas for me is still the same. It may be 10 cents cheaper, but my electricity bill went up 17%. My groceries from last year to this year, at least 17 to 20%. Everything has categorically gone up. Every single thing that we were promised, better job reports. The job reports suck. We're in the deficit now, baby. We're like 3,000 in the negative. And the inflation that was only supposed to be 0.4% is now 0.7 plus. And so now the Feds more than likely are going to re-raise the rates back up to try to tide the inflation. So, I mean, we were promised a lot of things and only some of them have been delivered. Obviously, I am thankful for what has been delivered. I have somewhat agreed with, but at the same time, I mean, he told us he was going to eliminate income tax when he added these tariffs. Now I pay a tariff tax, which is basically a consumption tax without having to pass Congress, and I'm still paying my federal income taxes. Because if you think tariffs, you only pay tariffs when you consume. So essentially, that is a backdoor consumption tax on the American people at this point in time. So we are paying a consumption tax without actually paying a consumption tax while still paying the income taxes they told us we weren't going to have to pay. So, I mean, she's not wrong. She ain't told a lie yet.
True. I want the income tax to go away. But all right, guys, we're going to switch gears and we're going to move on to our Stevens of the night. Kamal, and I think Gray's going to love this topic. Well, Kamal will. I don't know about Gray. Stephen A. Smith calls out Jasmine Crockett and